Are you planning to set up or upgrade your live streaming system in your church? In this video, what I will do is to show us the essential equipment that we need, their prices, and how you can budget for them. Do well to subscribe to my YouTube channel, as I'll be bringing you more on church media. So let's quickly dive into it. Okay, so what we'll be looking at is budget for live streaming equipment for churches. And before we go to the cameras, let's look at a few tips. So you will have to start small, okay? Begin with a basic setup and improve quality. So if it is your phone, the camcorders you have to start from somewhere. You can start with reels, you can start with short videos, okay? Then you focus on quality over quantity, okay? Then you have to plan for scalability. Now we are going to look at the cameras, because camera is one essential item that we will need on the budget, okay? So let's look at the first one. Now this camera, I've seen a lot of people using it. I've used this before. Is the Canon SA11. One nice thing about this camera is that it is having the handle that is having the audio port. So you see the dial on it. You can control the volume when the sound is coming from your mixer board. Now this is an HDMI. It's 1080, which is HD. Okay, so you have the audio interface. Now this is 19,000. Okay, it's 19,000. You can get this with Go Pixlar. Then let's go to the second one. Now this camera is a Sony camera. It's very small, but it's quite powerful, okay? And it's the AX43A. It's a 4K camera. Now I'm trying to see if I can get the brand new in the system. I'm not getting, but Bellsmart is having this as a used one for 10,700. This is used, so I'll try and look for other options for you. Then we are going back to Canon, so you can see the price is going up. So this is Canon SA60. This is also HDMI, but one nice thing is that it's a 4K camera. It's having the audio handle, and this is 26,000. Okay, so Tech Arena is selling this. Now I am an affiliate to most of these shops, so if you want to get an equipment, let me know, or you mention my name, Andrew, and I'm going to get something from it. Okay, and you can also call me to come and look at your setup and then advise, and then I'll do the installation for you. Then we go to Canon SA75, which is 48,000. Now one nice thing about this is that it's having HDMI and SDI, and then it's 4K. I have been saying that HDMI always gives problems, so it's better to buy a camera that is having an SDI port, so that even if the cable is 100 meters long, you can still get it coming straight into your mixer, okay? So this is 48,000. This Canon SA75. There is a lot of the SA series in the system that you can go and get. Then we have Sony PWS-Z90. Now this camera, the other version, which is the 70, I've seen a lot of churches using it. If you go to even TV stations, they are using it, okay? But this is the new one. The other one is discontinued. But if you have money, let me tell you, if you have money, just get this camera. This is also SDI, it's 4K. It's having the handle for audio. One nice thing about this camera is that it's having a shallow depth of field. So you see how blurry the background will be. This will be able to handle that. In a low light situation, this camera is able to work. So I've seen a lot of churches using this 24x zoom. So you can zoom far to get to your pastor or your apostle preaching, okay? So if you have money, I will advise you get this. Then we have the Panasonic HC-X2000. This is also having HDMI and SDI. It's 4K, and it is having the audio interface. It's 35,000, okay? It's 35,000. And these cameras, some of them, you can get them at Go Pixlar, Bellsmart, and then Tech Arena, okay? So now let's go to the video mixers. The video mixers. So we have the first one, the AV Matrix Shark. This is a 4-channel HDMI video switcher. Now it is able to record. It's having the chroma key, the luma key, and all of that. You need that to be able to display your lyrics down there. Okay, you have to do it as a lower test. So it's very important. If you have 8,500, you can get this mixer, okay? It's having a capture card, and then I learned you can even stream directly from it. Now, I've been telling churches that if you want to buy a mixer, make sure it is having 2 HDMI output, one for program and one for multi-view, and this is having it. Then we have the 6. So the channel 6 is 4 SDI and then 2 HDMI. Okay, so this one is quite high, it's 18,000. One nice thing about this is having a screen, and the screen is a touch screen, so you can just pick your video input coming. You can just miss any of them. Okay, so you can get this from Bellsmart or Digital Masters. Any of them will be able to sort you out. But please, if you are going, mention my name, tell them that it's Andrew who have recommended you, and so they will be able to sort you out. Now, the almighty Osego stream, we have the deck and the duet, and one nice thing is that they have another one that is in the case, and I've been talking about this mixer. This is a very small mixer that looks like the ATEM Mini and then the AV Matrix, but the things this can do, I mean, it's doing super source. You can record on the card, you can play video from the card, you can input NDI, which is going to give you the fifth input. You know, if you even want to play video sometimes, you need a laptop. And if you have 4 channels and you connect it, then it will be left with how many channels? Only 2 channels. But it will be left with only 3 channels. But with this, you can have actually 5 inputs, okay? So this mixer, I was selling some, and I've seen a lot of people selling it so high. I can assure you that Bellsmart is going to bring some, and it should be around 6,000. I wanted to put it at 6,000. And so if he's having stock, you can go and check, and you'll get it at maybe lower or higher than this, okay? But for now, I know that it's 6,000. Please, if you go, just mention my name, and he will sort you out. Now, I like talking about transmitters too, because if you are doing a budget for 2 camera system, you need a transmitter. So I can see that you can get this from Digital Masters or Bellsmart. It's 6,300, and it's HDMI. So if you are using a camera that is SDI, then you have to budget for SDI. Okay, you can look at other options that we have. I've also been talking about the booth boss, and I always say that if you want it, you can let me know. I can get it for you between 3,000 and 3,500. You can get one. I have been using it, and it works for me. Okay, so if you are low on a budget, you can look at that option. Okay, so I have a budget here for 1 camera using the Canon SA11, and you can see how the prices are looking like over there. So we have a video camera, which is the Canon SA11. It's 19,000. You have HDMI cable. If you're using 1 camera, it's advisable to use cable. Then we have connectors, because this particular camera is mini, so you have to convert. Then we have the 1.5 meter HDMI. Then I put the 4 HDMI switcher, which is the Osego stream, over there at 6,000. The HDMI screen, which I want to talk about TV. NASCO, you can get 24-inch NASCO TV. You can even do 32. With 1,500, you should be able to get one. It doesn't really matter if you are not the type who is going to do color grading and all of that. The screen is going to look very sharp for you. Then for tripod, I'm using a heavy-duty one, because when you are using a main camera, sometimes when you zoom, the camera will be shaking. So you need a heavy tripod to be able to make it stable. So it's very important. Then we have SD card to be able to save your files on your camera and your mixer. If you want to do reels or you want to use it for anything, you can. Then, even though it's just 1 camera setup, I decided to put comms, which is walkie-talkie, this simple walkie-talkie that you hold. But this particular one is 430. It's a strong one. And so you need 2, one for the director and 1 for the main camera. Okay, so what it means is that the total of this is 31,060 Ghana cedis. And I'll say that if you want to be on the safe side, then you just budget for 32,000, so that if there are things I've forgotten, you can actually pay for them. Okay, then we move on to the second one, which is a 2 camera setup, still using Canon SA11. So what you can do is that, since I've given you the price of the cameras, you can just move them, use them in the calculation, then you'll be able to see your total amount. What you can do is that if you see the total amount, you just subtract the camera amount from it, and then you add the other cameras, and you'll be able to see how much you need to spend. So we have few things added because it's a 2 camera setup. You can see that the camera is now 2. We have HDMI cable. Then we added additional tripod. This one I'm using a very simple tripod. And then we also using a dolly so that you can move the camera around. There is also a transmitter, there is a battery, the communication device, we increase it to 3, and then we also increase the HDMI cable, the short ones, to 6, and then we also increase the mini to 3. Okay, you just need 2, but you need 1 to be around in case it is missing. So the total amount is 58,100. Okay, but if you want to be on the safe side, just peg the whole budget at 60,000. So miscellaneous, we like miscellaneous in Ghana. So you put miscellaneous, then put the rest of the money there in case you've forgotten something, you can really get it. For example, internet connectivity, you need data and all of that, so you can factor those in. But I can assure you that with 60,000, you'll be able to get a 2-camera setup using Canon SA11. If you think this camera is so simple for you, you can go for the higher one. Now, a lot of you will be asking why I didn't put maybe those small cameras, those consumer cameras. If you come to me as a professional and what I think will be best in quality, these are the cameras I will ask you to buy. Okay, so there are other cameras that are more cheaper. There are consumer cameras that you can go and get, but this is what I think will be best for your church. So what I'm trying to say, so if you see what I'm trying to say, if you see one camera setup, you see it's 31,060, which you can even put it as 32,000. 2-camera using Canon SA11 is 58,100, and then you can put that also at 60,000. 1-camera set using Sony PWS Z90. This camera is so good. I've been praising this camera. If you put that 1 camera, then I think you have 59,000. So 59,060 Ghana cedis. But then you can just run these two. Let's put it at 61,000. Let's put it at 61,000, okay? And then when it comes to 2-camera setup, yes, 2-camera setup using that camera, you'll be spending 114,100. So probably I will put this at 120,000. Okay, I'll put it to the double of the first budget. So 120,000, you'll be able to get the setup done with these 2 cameras. And if you get these 2 cameras for your church, the video quality you are going to get is going to be very great. Okay, so this is the budget. I'll find a way to make this file available to all of us. You can reach me on my number, or you can visit my website to see my portfolio. Okay, I have a link with all these shops that I've mentioned. So if you take GoPizla, you take Impact Photos, you take Tech Arena, Digital Masters, and then Bell Smile, just mention my name and they will be able to handle you. Once they hear my name, they will be able to make sure they give you the best customer service, and so I will also be able to get some percentage from some of the items that you will be buying. Okay, do want to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I come live every Sunday at 6 p.m. where I talk about so many things concerning church media. Okay, so see you in my next video. Thank you.